So in this video, I'll go over which tools you need to successfully do cold outbound in 2024. So these are not tutorials of those tools. I'm just going to show you our full funnel, the funnel we use to book our clients' meetings through cold email. And I'm going to show you which tools we use. And there are a lot of tools in the landscape right now. So also with the upcoming of AI, there are a lot of tools coming out, and you need to try them and see what best suits your product or your way of working. And tools change over time. So the full funnel stack I'm going to show you now will maybe be different in a few months from now. So we are also testing a lot of different tools. So the first step, of course, is finding the leads. And you can do two things. You can scrape the data yourself, or you can buy a broad list. And with this list, it's a little broader without intent, and you can go and do that cold outreach on them. So to scrape it yourself, for example, from LinkedIn or from Instagram or from Google Maps, you can buy a tool that's called Phantom Buster. With Phantom Buster, you can, for example, export LinkedIn searches, but you also can export data from comments that people get on certain posts. So you can go and scrape a lot of high intent data. And if you have the list, so you have a list of LinkedIn profiles, what you then want to do is want to upload it to Clay and make sure to enrich the profiles with, for example, company name, domain name, and email address. So Clay is attached to over 150 data providers, and you can add them to your list to make sure to enrich them. And then you need a tool to search up the emails. So we use Detagma, where we can find email addresses based on domain name, based on LinkedIn profiles, and then we can enrich our lists with email addresses. So they say it's already verified, but what we want to do, and that's also in the next step, is we want to verify them again. But I'm going to show you a tool that can, with low pricing, verify batches of email addresses. You can also use an Apollo to just have the standard variables like employees, amount of employees, or countries, and you can just find the leads, find CEOs, business owners, managing partners, or sales managers or marketing managers. They have a lot of data, but it's very important also to make sure that you verify the email addresses after you bought them from Apollo. You can also use a tool like ListKit. It's just it's like an Apollo. They claim to have triple verified emails, which are better than Apollo. But also with ListKit, I would always suggest to double verify with your own tool to make sure that your bounce rate is as less as humanly possible. So now you have the lead list. Like I said, you want to validate the email address. So we use Million Verifier. It's fairly cheap. You can you have an API coupling for Google Sheets, for example, or other tools to make sure it runs automatically through Million Verifier. And what you see is that around 60% of all the leads that come from a database are good leads, and about 40% or 20% are catch all, and 10 to 15% are 20% are bad email addresses. You want to do this because this lowers your bounce rate and then also lowers your spam rating. So your deliverability gets better. It's really important. Then we go to step 3, and that's the sending tool. So there are different sending tools, but we use two main sending tools. The first is Instantly, and the second is SmartLead. So in this is Instantly, it's very the same as SmartLead. It looks a little bit different, and they have both a little bit different features, but you can also test them out. This is the website from SmartLead, where you can try them and see which tool is suit you better. So we use both Instantly and SmartLead. So we first of all have a backup. Then when there's something going on with either of the tools, we can go on and to the other. But we also test different campaigns in different tools to check, all right, what are the statistics? Are there almost the same, or is Instantly better or SmartLead better? So we constantly test them to make sure our deliverability is the best. So then you have reporting and monitoring. So a lot of people, I see a typo here, but doesn't matter. So a lot of people don't include reporting and monitoring in their ad stack or in their stack, in the email stack, because um, they don't think about it. But it's very important because you want to have a broad understanding of the sentiment of the reactions that are coming in. So are there most of the reactions very negative? You know, you need to change your message. So what we do, we use Slack and we use webhooks to basically forward data from reactions to the Slack channel. You can also add a client or add a colleague or a team member to the Slack, and you can check, all right, what are the messages that are coming in. Obviously, we forward also the message to the sales manager so he can react on it if that's a partnership we're into. But mainly, our team also checks the Slack channel from the different clients to make sure that the sentiment of the emails is good enough. So if you have a lot of very negative emails, you can change the copy. If you have, for example, certain questions that come over and over and over again in the reaction, you can also change the copy. And that's how you fairly quickly can identify certain things in your copy. So this is the tools that we use right now. Obviously, we are testing a lot of different tools. And if you have any questions, please let them put them down in the comments, and I can answer them. Thanks.